Hey guys, and welcome to episode number 11 of the Modern Gaming Weekly podcast. This is a interesting one. It was just going to originally be me and the Brown Baymax, Baymax as we call him, and we ended up having a surprise guest about 20 minutes in. But we were covering Nintendo Direct. It was an awesome show. We went and covered just about everything they covered on the Nintendo Direct video, and it was a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was took a long time to record it and to edit it, and so yes, stay tuned through the end. We cover a lot of cool stuff. Thank you guys, and enjoy the show. Hey, and welcome to episode number 11 of the Modern Gaming Weekly podcast. I am your host, the Able Geek, Able himself, and I'm joined today with Brown Baymax. How's it going, Bay?
Yeah, it's going, hard flexing.
It's just the dynamic duo today. It's just me and you. We're going to be talking about some Nintendo Direct since it was just released, and we're going to be going into some of the games that are coming out and hardware, software, all the good stuff. So I guess we'll start it off. One of the first ones that came out with the announcements was Monster Hunter. And so what is this, a DLC for Monster Hunter?
Yeah, it's a DLC that I want to say it's a paid DLC that's coming out. That I mean, it's Capcom. They always come out with DLC for Monster Hunter to keep people on that grind and grinding for armor and such. If I remember right, it was called Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. So we don't know. It comes out summer of 22, but it's just a small DLC that they're going to be coming out with.
Yeah, and I haven't yet to play Monster Hunter, so I know nothing about this particular DLC that's coming out. It looks cool. The trailer looks cool, and when I watch people play like on Twitch, it looks pretty cool, but I haven't given it a shot yet. So not going to stick on this topic too much. If you're a Monster Hunter fan, I'm sure you're probably excited about this and probably should check it out. But yeah, Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, summer of 2022. We're going to move on to a game that I do know more about. I'm definitely excited about, which is the, or not Super, but Mario Party Superstars.
Yeah, I can't wait for this game because it brings back a lot of the old. I mean, we're talking about Mario Party 2 boards. They brought back Woody Woods. One of the islands as well. What was it called? It was called Tropical Island.
Yeah,
like they bring back a lot of the good maps and a lot of the good mini games.
yeah, it looks really cool. I haven't played a Mario Party game in a while, but I mean that was my jam back in N64 and probably GameCube or Wii. I can't remember the next console I was playing them on, but yeah, super fun multiplayer game. This one looks like there's a lot you can do in it, so I'm definitely gonna pick this one up, and might be something maybe we can even just all of us play online and stream and stuff.
There's actual online for this. Nintendo promised the online. Either you could do all multiplayer, mini games, battle for the win for like the stars, or you could just play the regular boards.
Yeah, definitely looks cool. October 29th looks like is the release date for that one. So that one's gonna be coming out. That's just about a month away.
Literally a month away. People are so hyped up for this game. Like, I can't even wait to friend destroy everyone.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring my Switch back into my game room, start streaming some Nintendo Switch again, because this one looks like it'd be a lot of fun to play with friends. There's even a pizza game I was looking at. Not sure how that looks, if you have to build a pizza or do something like that, but
I think
it looks freaking awesome.
I think that was a Mario Party 2. I think you had to build the pizza and then cook it, or you had to cut it. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, it looks cool.
But I always messed up the pizza.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's gonna have racing games, like puzzle style games. The pizza one almost looks like what is that cooking game that you can play online? It's not
Oh,
Cookie Mama. It's the
overcooked,
Overcooked. Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. Looks like a lot of fun.
running
But
around like a headless chicken.
but up to 4 players. It's going to be available in looking at the play modes, TV mode, tabletop, and handheld. So
Hmm.
yeah,
So
definitely gonna check this one out.
so yeah, basically, let's say you're all traveling, you're all in
Hmm.
the same airport. Might as well friend destroy each other,
Yeah,
but make sure you're sitting on different corners of the plane because we don't need to like sit there and throw stuff at each other.
yeah, for sure. I'm gonna pick this one. I didn't know this one was coming out already next month. So by the time you're hearing this podcast, which should publish tomorrow, it'll be a month till it comes out. If you're hearing it later, it's probably already out. Looks like a lot of fun. Definitely would recommend to check that out if you're a Mario fan, and if you like those type of multiplayer party games. Kind of moving on to the next one that was released or announced from Square Enix, Voice of Cards: The Isle Dragon Wars. What do you think about this one, man? Are you into card games?
Like I'm into card games. This looked interesting.
Hmm.
Um, so it's an RPG, but it's like all your characters and everything are all cards.
Hmm.
So you gotta roll the dice, you gotta do everything like hands down, the world is the cards.
Yeah.
Like the main characters cards, the other characters are cards as well. Like you gotta discover the world and cards just flip. So it's an odd approach to it, but it's an interesting approach because it hasn't been done.
Yeah, it definitely has like its own unique look to it. When I first saw this, I was like, okay, this looks almost like kind of close to like Hearthstone, or what's the other one that a lot of people play? The card game that it's real popular.
Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, Magic the Gathering. Like they have the online versions, right? The games you can get, and
Oh,
that's kind of what it reminded me of. But yeah, it has its own unique feel to it, and hats off to Square Enix. I mean, it looks interesting. The characters definitely look cool. The art style and animation looks really cool. I was just looking at one of the blog posts from PlayStation on it, and it looks like a game. This is one that I would want to either watch somebody play for a while to kind of see if it's something I would get, or if they have like a demo I can play first, because I wouldn't want to just shell out 30, 40, $50 for this and then just be like, okay, that's not for me. But if you're into card games, it might be something to pick up.
I think I could be wrong. I think there is going to be a demo for this game. Um, I mean, Square usually releases demos for most of their games.
True.
But for a card game that's coming out October 28th,
Another one,
oh,
next month.
demo is available today as well.
Oh, okay.
So we are watching this in the process as well, guys. Just to recap, because we already watched it and such. But yeah, there is a demo that you can actually could go try out. It's called Voice of Cards: The Isles Dragon Roars.
Yep.
Looks interesting.
So another game coming out next month, October 28th. Pre-orders and free demo available today. So, you know what? I might pick that up and give it a try and see what it's about. Free to try, so always like free.
Everyone
Um,
loves free.
and then, yeah, I was thinking because we're watching this as we're doing the podcast, so we should have watched it together and got live reactions because I feel like we almost crapped our pants with some of the stuff that was coming out. We were so excited.
I did a live reaction on my Twitch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was literally crapping myself real hard, like just like I was shaking in and out of existence.
Yeah, there's some cool stuff coming up, so we'll get into it here bit by bit. The next one is one I'm actually least familiar with, so we'll go ahead and kind of watch this and get the gist of it as we go through it. But it's Disco Elysium. Am I saying that right?
Yeah,
Elysium. But it does say it is a role playing game developed and published by ZAUM. Game takes place in a large city recovering from war decades prior to the game's start, with players taking the role of an detective who has been tasked with solving a murder mystery. So, murder mystery game, if you guys are into that. What do you think of this one, man? What do you think about the feel to it? It looks a little
It,
non-traditional, I guess, in most games that we're used to playing.
yeah, it's non-traditional. Like I don't know how to feel about this. Because it's something I would like to try out, but it's something as well that it's odd. It's not something normal you see on a Switch or
Yeah,
any other console. Like it's if it's role playing, you basically you choose what you say, and it probably has different outcomes.
yeah. I think like a lot of murder mystery games have come out over the years for decades now. It's a lot of like pointing and clicking, looking for clues in certain rooms and things like that. But this kind of gives you like an overhead, kind of like a far third person view perspective. But I think you're still going to have to like find clues, point and click on stuff from what it looks like, talk to people, try to get information. So it looks interesting. This is another one where I'm not like jumping with excitement to play it right away, but if I can play a demo or something, I'd definitely give it a shot and see what it's like. I do like murder mystery.
This game actually reminds me of I think it was called Murder Suspect
Hmm.
on either PS3 or 360. It reminds me of that. It's not jumping out to me that much. Like I'll
Hmm.
give it a shot if there is a demo, but other than that,
Yeah.
the game it's something I'll probably pass.
And it says it's available October 12th. So this is the earliest release that we've seen so far. That's what, about 2 weeks from now? About
Yep.
physical version available early 2022. So it looks like it's going to be downloadable until then. If you really like it, and you know, get the physical edition too.
Forever
Forever
physical.
physical, man. We have nobody to argue with us. Bento's not here. Beardy's not here.
They could kiss
Uh,
my ass.
the pendulum has swung to physical, and nobody can take it back.
Exactly.
All right, so going on to the next one. Let me see. This is Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity. Calamity is one of those words that you figure like your grandpa would use, right?
The calamity.
That's a bunch of calamity out here. It's like that's how I thought that was an odd name since this game came out. But a lot of people, I haven't played it yet. A lot of people, because this is what, an update for it,
This is I think DLC.
some DLC. Okay.
Yeah, because it's showing a lot of stuff before the what's it called from Breath of the Wild. This is before Breath of the Wild.
Mm.
So you see a lot of the characters in here, like one of the scientists that she turns from being old to like extra young, like the
Oh, okay.
child scientist, and you're like, what the hell? But yeah, I mean it's DLC. I think it's DLC characters. So I think you get to play as Darud, and I love Gorons. They're the funniest thing out there. But I can't wait for this.
Yeah. Have you played the Age of Calamity yet, or have
I
you seen
play
people there?
I played a little bit of it. I played probably like the first two levels, like when I was at work because somebody traded it in, and I had my Switch, and I was like, you know what? Let's test out this game and pop it in and let it install. And from there, I played through a little bit of it, and it's super fun. It's another Hyrule Warriors game. It's hack and
Yeah.
slash. You go around, start killing, and just move on and progress.
Yeah. And is there a date for this one when it's coming out?
It looks like Wave 2 for the Guardian Remembrance is available October 29th of 2021. And then Wave 1 is already out for the Pulse of the Ancients. But with the Wave 2, we get the story of Battle of the Kakariko Village and Battle of Gopanga Village? Gopanga
Gopunga.
Village? Gopanga! And more. There's new stages and Coliseum and more. Newly added playable characters for Robbie, and the one more, but it doesn't say who it is. And added actions for existing characters. So they're very vague on what's coming in with the wave 2, but we're getting characters, coliseums, and a couple of story stuff.
Oh, okay, sweet. Yeah, I want to play some more Breath of the Wild, and then I'll think about playing some Hyrule Warriors. But it does look fun. I'm a big Zelda fan, so.
So I would say play Hyrule Warriors first
Mhm.
because it's basically, you know how Link sees through tries to remember when you're finding the certain sections to remember you're talking to Zelda and blah blah.
Yeah.
This is what covers it basically. So whatever is done in this is already done and led up to Breath of the Wild.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like the prequel to
Yes,
Breath of the Wild.
so it's basically the prequel to Breath of the Wild.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so what do we got next here?
Let's see. Oh,
Oh, the heavy, the heavy hitter.
this is a heavy hitter.
It's Chocobo GP.
Dude.
Final Fantasy. If you guys know Final Fantasy, you know this. You know these characters. But this is basically a Mario Kart style game, but in the world of Final Fantasy. The thing is there's like two parts to this. One, this game looks pretty cool. But two, so many have tried and failed. So it's like I want to give it a try, but I just feel like the whole time I play this, I'm going to be wanting to play Mario Kart. So I don't know. I would give it a try though. It looks cool.
So funny part is this is technically Choboko Racing for the PS1. That's basically it.
Oh,
And
that's right. They did have one, right, for
yeah,
PS1.
they had that for PS1. Because everyone was trying to compete with Mario Kart. You know how everyone is.
Hmm.
They try to compete with Mario Kart, and we got what Crash Team Racing.
Yep.
And then we got Mario Kart. Then we got this,
Yep.
the Choboko.
I will say the logo looks super cool. It's available 2022. It's all we got so far. The power ups and everything look almost exactly like Mario Kart. You go through a certain item. You pass through a certain item. It gives you a random weapon, I guess, that you use. I don't know if there's anything in this one that's setting it apart from any of these other games, like Crash Team Racing and Mario Kart, that makes it different. But I'm a fan of the Final Fantasy universe. I like it. Probably not as a big a fan as the Mario universe. So I still think Mario Kart's gonna, take it's still gonna be king of the racing games of kart racing. But this looks pretty cool, and I'd be willing to give it a shot. Again, I need to play a demo of it. I wouldn't go and just purchase it, or watch maybe I'll watch some people like on Twitch play it, see how it looks, and if it looks pretty cool, I'll pick it up. But yeah, it's one of those.
But yeah, like I mean, I don't know. I'm hands down gonna pick it up because I loved the PS1 game. I'm gonna love this game. But
All
yeah,
right.
it's gonna be super fun.
Here comes a new challenger.
All right, and we got a guest joining us, so it's not going to be just the dynamic duo of me and Brown Baymax, but we got Saint Valentino joining us for the rest of the podcast to talk about the Nintendo Direct stuff that's going on. Welcome in, Saint.
Thank you so much for inviting me, Abel.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. So late edition, but happy to have you in. Let's go ahead and kind of pick up where we left off here. Thank you, Brown.
Sorry, there we go. Apparently, it was so quick. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna hit the arrow. But yeah, so Smash Brothers Ultimate, they are announcing the last character. We haven't looked into it.
There's probably a leak.
There's probably going to be a leak. It always happens, and then sadly, it's not going to be Wild Luigi still. But they touched on it briefly about it. So they're going to announce something fully on October 5th. If anybody's interested on that, that'll be 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, or Eastern Time is going to be 10 a.m.
7 a.m. Pacific time.
Specific time. Very Pacific.
And then, like, I don't play Smash a lot. Usually, my brother's a big Smash head, and whenever he brings over his Switch, that's when I play it. But I'm still kind of sad that this is the last character. Like, I want them to keep going. I almost feel like they're teasing it, like this is the last character, so everybody go and buy it. But really, there's going to be more. But I hope it's not the last.
So, the only reason why I'm excited for it, for the simple fact that's going to open up another opportunity for another Smash game, because it's already been roughly 4 years now since the Switch came out.
Yep.
So here, probably in the next three years or less, you never know, they'll probably come out with another console.
Yeah, I remember
True.
watching the Smash Ultimate announcement trailer during the Nintendo Direct when they were saying, here it comes, here's the new Smash. So this is kind of I guess it's kind of bittersweet, right? That they're saying,
Mhm.
hey, this is our last character. This game has had its run.
Yep, that's kind of the mood I got from it. But we'll see. Maybe another Smash comes out, another console like Baymax mentioned, and we'll see what comes next. But yeah, it's one of those ones I need to buy this game. I do like Smash. It's just
You haven't bought it yet.
I just haven't bought it. Yeah,
I
and now
haven't
it's like I feel like I get into this stuff so late with Nintendo. I always jump like right at the end of the train when it's like I feel like the hype is dying out.
I haven't bought it either, but
You either.
now that they're going to be done with all the characters and stuff, maybe it's time. But then again, guys, I got to tell you, I'll be completely honest. I think we talked about this when you guys visited for Classic Game Fest, right? Not really a fighting games person. I'm generally the person that plays Smash and other fighting games to take silly screenshots and or cool screenshots. And just as an aside, I just want to tell you guys about an anecdote I have from Smash Brothers Brawl. One of the first screenshots I got during Brawl was actually Peach spread eagled in the air. Just complete upskirt. So it's things like that. During Melee, I once timed my pause perfectly so that Falco had an egg item behind him while he was finishing his jump landing animation, which is hilariously him looking just totally like a V, right? Like an upside down V with his head between his legs looking surprised. So Falco with an egg behind him, just it was amazing. And that's why I play Smash, right? Like
For
I
the
don't play Smash
memes.
to fight. I play Smash to do silly shit.
Yeah. I do enjoy it. Smash is one of those games because I always feel like fighting games came naturally to me, except for Smash. That style just never. Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Killer Instinct, all those. I felt like they were just second nature to me. Smash was just a whole nother beast that I never really got into, but I do think it's fun. I do enjoy it, and eventually I'll get it.
I'll wreck you with Nez, man.
You probably would wreck me with anybody.
With Nez, and I gotta practice with Banjo and freaking Mega Man.
My counter to that is any fighting game you beat me at, we'll just go back to Marvel versus Capcom.
Homie, I'll take that challenge.
Okay, we're gonna have to go at it again.
Okay,
What do we got for the next one?
this one,
I'm so excited.
Kirby
Oh,
and the
Kirby.
Forgotten Land.
Kirby in a 3D dystopian, where the heck did everybody go world.
yeah, almost looks like almost like this was gonna start off as a zombie apocalypse game, and it's Kirby.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Kirby just ate everybody. That's where they went.
It's Kirby in the cutest version of The Last of Us we've ever seen.
Yeah. There you go.
If you notice the words on the left hand side, somebody made like a fan art for it, and it was like the same lettering as The Last of Us. But you got to look at it this way as well. With Forgotten Land, we haven't seen an actual like Kirby game in a long time, other than not even for the GameCube, because the GameCube one was the air ride thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we haven't had like a decent Kirby game other than Woolly the
Felt like you're gonna say Willy Wonka right there.
no Woolly World was that was what's it called, Yoshi. But other than it's called Epic Yarn. That's what it was called.
Epic Yarn,
Kirby's
yep.
Epic Yarn.
But we haven't had, since Dreamland or anything else or Crystal Shards.
Mhm.
Like this, this is what it reminds me of now, and I
Yeah.
cannot wait for this.
Yeah, that's the thing that excites me the most about this one is that it looks like it's going to try to do what Crystal Shards wanted to, which is put Kirby in this 3D space. But of course, as we know, Kirby Crystal Shards really only had the 2D movement functions that we know, and the world was 3D, and then it kind of appeared to move around as the camera panned and your paths curved. But this is actually Kirby in a real 3D space, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Tell me that doesn't look like Seattle,
does.
the Space Needle.
Hey,
It
Emerald
does.
City right there. That's what it looks like. Seattle.
Yeah,
It could be.
It also kind of looks a little bit like the Stratosphere in Las Vegas, but it definitely was more reminiscent of Seattle to me as well.
Mhm. Yeah, I love Kirby games. I'm glad we're getting this. This one looks like it was probably years in the making, and yeah, I think this is going to be a good one. This was one of those ones that I know, like up until now, I've been saying I need to play a demo or I need to watch it. This is one I'm just going to trust it. I'm probably going to get it like the first week it comes out, probably day one.
I'm getting it day one, no matter what. I'm gonna walk up to my job and throw my card at them. Like, I want this now.
If there's any kind of cute pre-order bonuses, I may or may not get multiple copies from different places and air quotes gift one to my mom, but secretly keep the pre-order bonus if it's cute enough. Just saying.
There you go.
Oh, guaranteed. There's probably going to be a little collector's edition as well for this game, hands down. Because I'm happy that they didn't forget about Kirby.
Yeah,
because it's been a while. Like they needed to bring back some IPs that they haven't touched in a long time.
definitely. Quick trivia for people out there. Do you know where they came up with the name Kirby from?
I do. Pick me.
I don't remember.
Saint Buzz is in. Go ahead, Saint.
So, one of Nintendo's first lawyers, his last name, I believe, was Kirby, and they wanted to kind of honor him, and I guess they liked his name a lot. I mean, I know it was one of their lawyers. Any other extra facts past that is above me, but I do remember that they did appreciate him quite a lot, so they took his name.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, it was one of their lawyers. I guess was it probably back in like the 80s or early 90s. I can't remember the exact time, but yeah, lawyer's name was Kirby, and so they just named the game after him, and it's still standing. 30 years later.
I think I'm gonna name my child Kirby.
There you go, Brown Kirby Max.
Brown Kirby Max.
Chocolate Kirby, go.
But yeah, guys, that game comes out spring of 22, so probably in the beginning of the year.
Just
we're gonna see that.
My birthday, boys.
So long away, but it's gonna be here so quickly.
I was about to say we're about to hit October, and by the time that rolls up, it's gonna be close to December, and then
it'll come quick.
Know it.
I'm still sometimes struggling not to date things 2020, or I get confused and I'm like, what year is it actually? Yeah, it's been a wild ride.
Oh yeah,
and like they introduced a bunch of stuff into this game. That big gorilla, they should have done it pink. Just saying,
pink gorilla.
Pay homage to it.
Yeah, there you go. What do we got coming up next?
Oh yes,
this stuff. So
it's
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing, the edition, finally, the long-awaited edition of Brewster's Cafe, which I gotta be honest, guys, I love Animal Crossing. I was so excited for it. I haven't updated my game since before last fall. Not even gonna lie. So I'm not sure if this is even gonna be enough to really to get me to go and take care of my long forgotten island.
Yeah, that's a conversation that we're having this week is everybody's forgotten islands and what's going on. Are they still okay?
Mine has little cockroaches running around.
I'm sure mine has cockroaches, weed gardens. My villagers probably don't even know who I am anymore.
Yeah.
The Forgotten Land was Animal Crossing when talking about Kirby.
Yeah. The Forgotten Land was all of the Forgotten Islands of everyone's Animal Crossing, painstakingly taking care of islands before they were abandoned.
Yeah, so I mean, as far as like Animal Crossing, I've watched a lot of people play it. It looks like a cool game. It just doesn't look like it's for me. Um, so it's not one that I'm going to jump on. Brown, I'm not. I think you played right, Brown. You played a little Animal Crossing.
Yeah, did I get the first house that's built? No, not yet.
Oh my goodness.
And it's been so long. Yeah.
I just feel like I have to deal with Tom Nook in real life. I don't want to deal with him in a game.
That's fair. You know what's funny is everybody criminalizes Tom Nook, and I get it. I get it. Trust me, I too am like, really, sir? Like, you're gonna charge me for everything all the time. But I will give him the credit of he doesn't charge you interest, and there are no payment dates. So if
Not
Bane
yet.
could get on board,
Still better than IRL.
it is. It's kind of like, well, at least I can own a home in real, or excuse me, I can own a home in this virtual space. I have a house somewhere. That's great.
There you go.
Lord knows
You know?
if I'll ever have one in real life.
And I will say, even though I didn't buy the game, my Switch is the Animal Crossing edition, so there is that.
First of all, how dare you?
Oh yeah, you got the Animal Crossing edition.
And I didn't get it when it came out. The funny thing about that is I heard it was coming out, and I was like, okay, this looks cool. I want to Switch. And I just showed up at like a GameStop, but no pre-order, waiting in line. Like I was just gonna walk up there and purchase one. And then I was like, yes, I would like Animal Crossing edition Switch. And they almost laughed at me. I was like, they're just like, where's your pre-order? I'm like, pre-order? No, I'm just gonna walk in here and buy it. But I ended up getting it at like Walmart like 6 months later when they came in stock shortly. It was a little window, and I went for it. So
Window of
There you go.
opportunity.
window, yeah, just gotta wait for it, man.
The Animal
Are they still hard to
Crossing-
find?
No, I don't think so. I've
No?
definitely seen them around, and
So
it's my bad, Bay.
it's so flooded in the market right now. They
Oh,
didn't
okay.
want to create a market for that.
I know, like Switches were like impossible to find for like a good year, like right during the
Still
pandemic.
is.
Well, I mean, still going on, yeah. But
Yeah,
But,
oddly enough, the Animal Crossing Switch seems to be one of those things that they don't mind just continuing to produce instead
Mhm.
of keeping it at its limited release. I really wish that they would go ahead and do that for Zelda stuff. That would be nice.
oh
Nintendo,
yeah, for
please.
sure. And Pokemon,
And Pokemon stuff too. Yes.
all the
Eh.
stuff that's hard to find. All right. So next up, what do we got here? Mario Golf Super Rush. This is one I like. I like Mario games. I like golf games.
We're getting Koopa Troopa, man.
Koopa Troopa, man.
Koopa.
This was my my go-to in the original Mario Kart. Got to go with Koopa Troopa all the time.
I want Ninja, man.
I do
What-
like that they're adding Ninja. Ninja is a really cute, underrated Mario character, in my personal opinion.
You could run and haul ass. Do you see what he could do?
Yeah, he looks pretty awesome.
That's my
The
spirit
ninja.
animal.
Courses, getting some new courses in there too, additional courses, and it's available as a free software update. It says later today, so it's already out.
Yep.
Free. I just need to go buy Mario Golf.
$3.99.
I don't know if I have Mario Golf. My backlog is so ridiculous right now. I forget what I have.
It's free. I just have to go buy it.
I just have to go buy the game. Yeah.
Amazing.
All
right, what do we got? What is this?
This
Oh,
is something I'm thoroughly disinterested in. Despite growing up as a Disney kid, Disney's games have never really hit any kind of spot for me. Bay, why are you laughing?
Because I want to go. Oh boy!
Oh boy!
Oh boy!
Yeah, I saw this and said, well, okay.
yeah, this looks like Kingdom Hearts, but very less exciting.
So it's me. It's me meets Kingdom Hearts mixed together, and no facial expressions.
Yeah, it'll be nice for the hardcore Disney fans and the kids.
Yeah. I think for kids who are into Disney, They'll like it. I'm not gonna touch that game.
I'm gonna buy it for you for Christmas just for that.
Hey, buy it for me and I'll stream it, but just once.
Just once.
All right, so moving on from that, Disney's Disney. You know, you'll get that game if you're a hardcore Disney fan or if you're 7 years old. Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic. This one I'm assuming is a remaster.
Yes. Well,
Okay.
not a remaster, but I think a port.
Oh, okay.
So I think it's just a port because looking at the graphics,
Could be cleaned up a little bit. I don't know. It was what on original Xbox, right?
Well, do you see that hand? do you see?
It's either closed fists or just open palm. That's all you get. There's no in between.
He's using the Force to appear to be holding his lightsaber, guys. It's fine.
That's true.
It makes sense.
I'm a big Star Wars fan. I enjoyed. I played the first game, Knights of the Old Republic. I believe there was a sequel I never played, but I mean, yeah, I would play this if it's inexpensive. Cool way to play it on the Switch. Why not?
I don't know.
I might be alone in that one. That's okay.
Well, you could play it
Bento's
on
not here to
PC.
disagree with me, so Baymax can disagree with us.
But you could play it on PC as of right now with the same
That's
exact graphics.
It's going to be whoever's cheaper at this point.
It's free.
Oh, is it free?
Yes.
Okay. Well, and Steam, it's not free.
It's
So-
not free on Steam.
I don't think so. I think it's a few bucks, but it's not free.
Oh
It's
no.
like $5.
No, you're lying. Hold up. I gotta look this up. You're lying to me. Star Wars.
Here we go. Let's see. I think
Free
it's like $4.99.
Free 99.
It's free?
Yes.
Okay. Then
I'm like-
then I'll probably play it on PC then.
I'm sitting here going like, that's a free game. That was the MMO thing that they
I was
came
like,
out with.
I was like, hey, I got to get my $5 Taco Bell box, man. Come on.
Hey, and you can go get yourself a Baja Blast as well.
A ball. Times
Ball.
are tough, man.
Uh-huh.
Oh my
We're
god.
already like halfway into the next trailer already. What game is this?
The Dying Light 2 Stay Human Cloud
This-
version.
I like to say that this is actually Mirror's Edge. God, what did I say this was when I saw this? It's Mirror's Edge, Far Cry becoming human. It's
Yeah, there you
it's so much.
Smashed in together. Yeah.
It really. Oh, it's 76 also.
I mean, it's technically just Dying Light. Well, I mean, it's Dying Light 2, but it's the awaited sequel that I've been waiting for. But for them to come out with a cloud version that you have to be online,
That's horrible.
you have to literally be online to play this game. I was like,
Yeah.
well, what happens? You have crappy internet. Like, let's say you go to Puerto Rico, hurricane hits. Guess what? You can't play Dying Light 2.
That's gonna cancel my Puerto Rico plans, man. Yeah, I don't like cloud games like this where you have to be connected. I can understand if they're online, multiplayer makes sense because you got to be connected online. But if it's a single player, like adventure game, single player, whatever, platform or whatever you want to call it, then, there's no point,
Yeah.
It's
So-
just like one of those things.
But
That's why we say forever physical.
forever physical. But the good thing is, as well, we're getting a physical copy of Dying Light, the Platinum Edition.
Mhm.
A lot of people that didn't play Dying Light through, I think it was the 360, PS3, PS4, and so on throughout the consoles,
Mhm.
and they've only owned Nintendo products. They're able to play this game now. Like, it should run just fine on there with all the DLCs for it.
Yeah.
I mean, I still be breaking my ankles, but
I mean, other than seeing the trailer right now, I'm glad you guys know what this is because I have not even touched Dying
you have
Light at
not
all.
played Dying Light.
Never.
It's basically a zombie, parkour zombie survival to a
Oh, okay.
point. Yeah, so it's basically running around doing a bunch of stuff, and then
Oh.
yeah,
You and Miko and them were playing this, right?
yes, that's
okay,
why I
that's-
kept
That's
breaking
where I
my
remember.
ankles.
Okay. Yeah, I would watch you guys play, but I never played it. But
Yeah,
looks a little interesting.
kept falling off the buildings.
I will just jump in and say that I also haven't ever played Dying Light. I didn't own it. And but I did watch somebody play a little bit of it, and it looked interesting. It looked really good.
Mhm.
And I enjoyed what I saw because I'm not, despite being, a Twitch streamer myself and wanting to support my friends, there really are some streams that I'm like, I'm gonna jump in here and help you. Support you. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna support you by being here, but I'm gonna go do my own thing. And there's some people who I can watch, and it's a special thing, right? So with Dying Light, it was one of those things where, yeah, I can watch this. It is interesting. It's kind of fun, but I'll be honest with you guys. I feel like zombies are just kind of overdone, and I feel like they've been overdone for a long time.
Mhm.
So this is hard for me to get on the excitement train about, because what I'm looking for is something, uh, like a fresh new perspective on something we know, or something completely new and different entirely.
Yeah. No, I agree. Even when Resident Evil feels that zombies are played out and they have to start looking at other avenues to make the games, zombies are kind of saturated at that point.
But
Hey, a hot vamp mommy, that'll do it for a lot of people. Personally, I'm into her daughters. Everybody's down with Lady but
Demetress,
I like her daughters. I think her daughters are really cool design.
be like,
Yeah.
step on me. The stupid jokes, man. Choke me.
Harder.
But
What?
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 But yeah, but I mean, don't get me wrong, I love horror and I love zombies. So, but the way that Resident Evil has brought zombies back, from revival, like literally, like from the PS1, yeah, they were like, oh, and then they dropped to the floor after like 3 shots. But no, like playing Resident Evil 2 and 3, where they could take the bullets and half their brain is gone. They're still moving. You're like, yeah, like
Yeah.
damn.
That's when I was like, I don't like this anymore.
I said this the first time playing the game. I was like, I don't like this. I don't like this.
But yeah, so yeah, a little saturation in the market of zombies, but what can you do? There's some people that live for that stuff. So, going on, what do we have next here?
Triangle strategy.
This is the one you're talking about, right?
Yes, and I'm so excited because it's another Square Enix game.
Hmm.
I always love Square Enix games. And
Definitely
I love,
has that style.
well, yeah, it's like Final Fantasy Tactics.
Hmm.
So basically, what was it? It's if you guys have played Octopath Traveler, it is the same art style and everything. But they actually had a demo out the first time around, but they fixed a lot of the bugs and listened to their community to add a bunch of stuff to this game, where you could rotate cameras now, you could leveling up system and everything.
It looks really cool. Yeah, it looks kind of like that old school Final Fantasy style, like RPG style, but kind of goes into some like more 3D-ish camera angles, which looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I
So
guess what they call it is 2D HD. I just learned
Mhm.
that from this the first time I watched this direct. And something I'm really looking forward to about this game is the fact that it is tactics esque. It clearly has story driven elements where you can choose what you're saying. And mind you, I told you guys this back at CGF, but I never got to play tactics. I just watched someone play it. It's another case of just watching. But I have recently been trying Octopath Traveler, I think for the third time.
Mhm.
And it's just one of those things where I was like, I'd get into it and it'd get a little hard, and then I'd be like, I'm gonna go do something a little less hard.
Yeah.
So, I've been playing through Octopath and I love it. I love the 2D HD style. I love that it's beautiful pixel art in a 3D-esque world, and then the narrative is really cool. I wish they would get a little bit more creative with the titles instead of hey, we're gonna put out a demo. It's called Octopath Traveler. You know what? It's just Octopath Traveler. This one being Triangle what?
Oh,
Like, it's
triangle strategy.
It's triangle
Triangle
strategy, and it's still gonna be triangle strategy, and it's kind of like swear, come on, like
So there's a reason why it's called triangle strategy.
yeah,
It's a love
So
game.
no,
It's a love triangle.
it's actually a dating simulator.
It's a dating sim.
because there's multiple houses. Um, there's 3 houses in the game where you have to try to keep everything balanced. So
Oh,
if one is off balance, the other 2 are gonna be off balance, and you gotta like it's really interesting. Like
okay.
it, so it started off with Octopath Traveler,
Mhm.
but it this is like it should have been a sequel to Octopath, but it's
Oh,
amazing.
well, and do you get that from playing the demo and knowing, because I didn't know there was a demo for this. This is my first time hearing
So
about it.
so with this one, with the demo, if I remember right, they talk of available. But they I think they talk about it in when they first announced it in their direct. They talked about it, which houses and such.
Hmm.
But I think because I think they updated the demo, they probably will let you go back because now you can read back the dialogue that you've chosen
Hmm.
as
Mhm.
what they said. But from there, you just gotta keep balance in the world, and it's gonna be hard because you gotta appease one person, and then the other person is not gonna like it.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
available March 4th, 2022.
oh, my
But,
wallet's already hurting on that one. I
but
already threw my debit card.
pre-orders available today on the Nintendo eShop. So there you
Forever's physical, man.
go.
No, no eShop.
No eShop. There you go. All right, what do we got next coming up? Oh, little Metroid. You
Oh
guys
yeah,
may have heard of this game,
mayor of this game.
Metroid Dread, right? And we talked about this one upcoming games episode for 2022 or 2021 going into 22. Is this one still? Is this one a 2022 game? Oh no, this one's coming out already, right?
No, it comes out in October. I think
That's
it's
right. Yeah,
October 28th or 29th.
that's right.
They'll say at the end of the trailer.
Very cool. I grew up with Metroid or the original and NES, and I mean, I love these games. I feel like there should have been more for such a classic character like Samus. But what do you guys think of this one so far?
I think
Um,
it looks really good. I did not grow up with Metroid. I grew up in a very like high fantasy but not sci-fi space household. So games like this didn't really appeal to my mother, and therefore I didn't have exposure to them. Um, hey, Mikey, you missed a call. But yeah, this one looks really good, and I feel like it looks like it's going to be a good entry point to the Metroid um, line for people like me um, who weren't exposed to it before, who don't know a whole lot about it. And also, I just wanted to throw out there that fun fact. I guess I learned from this direct that it's not Samus Aran like I thought. It's
Mhm.
Samus Aran.
Mhm.
Who knew?
Samus, yeah, I think I called it a rant too for until now, until you just brought that up.
Yeah,
Yeah, it definitely looks like Iran.
it does. It sounds better like Aran too. I'm not sure I'll
Yeah,
actually change how I say it personally.
yeah, tomato, tomato. Is this? I haven't even really looked into it though. Is this Samus in this one as well, or is this
this is
supposed to be a
Samus
different
as
character?
well.
It is
Mhm.
Samus. Okay, cool
Hmm
deal. Yeah, looks cool. I'm really glad they went with more like 2D ish style, like 2.5D on this one versus like a full 3D. Because those are the ones I really liked. I wasn't a huge fan of the one for GameCube, which was what Prime,
Yeah,
Metroid Prime, I believe. It was good. It was just I like this style for Metroid.
October 8th. I was
October
way
8th.
off.
Okay.
Oh, very close.
Yeah, I was saying 2022, so you're you're much closer than I was.
October 8th, 2021, guys. 2021.
There we go. And then let's move on to the creme de la creme, if you will, here.
This
At
is
least I think for us, this is the thing that we got really excited about.
this
New
is
online
exciting.
content.
This is exciting until you remember that this doesn't work if you're traveling.
Mm.
So
Mhm.
I'm a
Ocarina of
big
Time.
Zelda. Yeah, I'm a big Zelda streamer. So this is gonna be cool because it's
Yoshi
gonna,
Story,
yeah, Yoshi's Story, Dr. Mario.
Star
I will
Fox.
say Resident Evil on N64 wasn't my favorite, but it's new online content coming, N64 games coming to the Switch. Super cool. I mean, the cool thing, I mean, I have an N64, but I think being able to just play that collection on the Switch,
Mhm.
and then the fact that they're actually releasing the controller for it as well,
Yes.
and then Sega Genesis too, with a Sega Genesis controller. That's one of the things that me and Baymax were talking about earlier, is that when I saw this come out, I was like, cool, they're going to come out with these games, but you're not going to be able to play it on the original controller, especially with N64. I'm like, it's not going to feel the same. Then they let you know they're coming out with the controllers for them as well, wireless, right? I think they're going to be
Yep,
wireless. Oh man, that is amazing.
$50 each,
Yeah.
50
but
bucks a pop, yeah.
it's still worth it.
I think, yeah, I think it's worth. It also kind of gives me hope because at Classic Game Fest we saw how inflated the cost
Mhm.
of the Mario Party games, um, Mario Kart, lots of those just
Oh yeah.
classic, amazing things that we all grew up with and loved so much. The cost is just astronomical, and I remember telling you guys, I'm not going to buy anything here. I'm not a collector like y'all. But now I know that if I ever fall into financial ruin, I have a treasure trove of N64 games at home and GameCube games at home. So this is cool though because it gives me hope for more cool stuff. um, like they do announce here that we're going to be moving forward and having Paper Mario,
Yep.
Majora's Mask in the second wave. Those are amazing, and so many people didn't have the opportunity to play Paper Mario, so it's going to be great. However, I put a little bit of a damper on my excitement about this because I remembered I tried to play A Link to the Past on the plane once, and I couldn't launch the online SNES software because it
Mm.
does have to be connected.
I
Which
was
was
able to launch it.
weird.
I was about to say, like, my system is usually off till freaking many months, and I'm still able to launch
Mhm.
the Super Nintendo and NES apps and still work
Okay.
just fine.
Maybe they changed it, but last time I was on a plane and tried to use them, they said, nope, no online connectivity, can't play.
Oh man.
Um,
Yeah, Genesis is going to have some cool ones. Personally, I think there's so many avenues though to play Genesis that I wasn't too excited about that, but the N64 one for sure. And there's a lot of games out there for N64 I still haven't played. So what's kind of funny with N64 is when I got it like a month or two after it came out, but I had never played PlayStation. I kind of went from like Super Nintendo to N64, skipped PlayStation. My brother ended up getting a PlayStation, and he got it with like Resident Evil and Nightmare Creatures, a lot of real cool games. And I was like 14, like 13, 14 at the time. And when I saw those games, I was like, oh man, like you want to trade because like Mario's cool and all, but you're over there killing zombies. And like, so we ended up trading the N64 for the PlayStation. And so I think because of that, I did miss out on a good amount of titles back in the day.
mm,
But these are the Genesis titles that we're going to be getting: Castlevania Bloodlines, Contra, Dr. Robotnik's.
Echo the Dolphin,
Oh,
classic.
freaking hate Echoes so much. Stupid dolphin. Golden Axe, Gunstar, Musha. I have no clue what that is. Rise, Restar or whatever. Shinobi 3, Sonic 2, Streets of Rage 2,
that looks like
Yep.
and
Strider.
Fantasy Star 4.
Fantasy Star 4
so
is
yeah,
cool. Yeah, good series.
good series.
And the controllers, yeah, I mean, $50. It's a little steep, but I mean, considering they're going to be wireless, I guess.
F-Zero, I forgot it's coming out for freaking
F
the
Zero,
channel.
And Pokemon Snap. Oh, I forgot about that
Pokemon
one
Snap.
too.
Yeah.
Kirby Shards,
Paper
Hmm.
Mario.
Mario,
Very excited for Paper
Banjo
Mario.
and a
Kazooie.
game that we haven't seen on Nintendo in a very long time, and it's a welcome back home to it.
Mhm.
Banjo and Kazooie.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah,
I
I'm
hope to
definitely.
see. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry.
Oh no, no, no! I was just gonna say definitely getting the N64 controller though when it comes out.
Yeah.
But I can see people reshelling those controllers to like the jungle green,
There you go.
watermelon, orange, atomic orange.
Yeah. I definitely have high hopes for um Diddy Kong Racing
Hmm.
and Banjo Tooie in another wave. That would be great. I imagine if they're gonna bring Banjo Kazooie, they gotta bring Banjo Tooie, right?
Yeah. And Diddy Kong, oh man, that's one of my favorites too. Diddy Kong Racing. All right, so moving on as we wrap up the last couple announced games here. Paradox Interactive Shadowrun Trilogy. I know nothing about this game.
Eh,
It looks okay. It's another one of those overhead, kind of like a zoomed out third person. I don't know what else you would call it. Style game. I don't know. Have you guys heard of anything about this one?
nope. That's why they were briefly touched. If
Yeah,
you notice.
they were like, by the way, we have this.
Yeah, the
Next.
Castlevania stuff is kind of cool because Castlevania, like Metroid, another thing that I didn't really have the opportunity to explore. So this Castlevania collection is kind of cool looking. I
With
might give it a shot just because I know that Castlevania is a long-standing,
Mhm.
well-respected, and still thriving IP. So this collection is kind of another one of those things that's like, hey,
if
this might be cool.
if Konami could get their heads out of their asses and actually, like, I'm surprised they're coming out with this with the collection, but I'm actually happy that they added a rewind feature
That
instead of
is
you
cool.
instead of
Yeah.
you restarting, and it lets you play either the European version, Japanese, or whatever,
Mm,
depending on what you're playing.
yeah.
Yeah, I love Castlevania. I haven't played them all. I'll probably pick up the collection. I hope they do come out with a physical version of it. But I know who was it? Limited Run came out with a physical collection, right, of Castlevania not too long ago.
Yes. Um, I came with 1, 2, 3, and Belmont something.
Yeah, I missed out on that one, but I'll definitely get this one here on the Switch. And then this one here that we're looking at now kind of looks like Castlevania as well. What is the name of this one?
This one was called. Where is it? It's by Square.
Is it ActRaiser?
ActRaiser Renaissance.
There you go. Yeah, this one looks cool. Kind of like a
Yeah.
modern day Castlevania in a way.
Yeah, and it is apparently it's a remaster. So, same game, but they've obviously upped the graphics and probably, handled some bugs, probably introduced new ones, guaranteed. But yeah, this one looks interesting because it has that dual element, kind of like it reminds me of Dark Cloud or Dark Cloud 2, right? Where you you dungeon crawl, you do your fighting, and then you go and make a town.
Yeah.
It's clearly not the same at all, but it reminds me of that, and I'm on the fence about this one. I'm not sure if I'll pick it up, but at the very least, it looks interesting.
Yeah, definitely looks interesting.
But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna pick that up.
After that, Baymax wasn't convinced.
No, I was not convinced.
So Deltarune is getting an update.
It's gonna get chapter 2.
I haven't played chapter 1, so I don't have a whole lot of commentary on this one.
So chapter 1 I think comes out as well with chapter 2 for the Switch.
Mhm.
And I have not played Deltarune, and I have not played Undertale either.
Yeah, it looks interesting. This one, I think, right off the bat, doesn't look like it's one that I would pick up, but you know, it has an interesting look to it graphically.
Graphically, I know that the narrative design of these games, Deltarune and Undertale, are almost. I think they're pretty much critically acclaimed.
Hmm.
But something about them, it doesn't really tickle my fancy personally either. Um, so I did try playing Undertale myself. It was just kind of slow.
Hmm.
I love that everybody liked it though. And my understanding is that Deltarune has been not equally as well received, but hardcore fans of Undertale really did like it. So I'm sure they'll
Yeah,
be excited about Chapter 2.
and then we've got some other games that are going over here. Real briefly, it looks like there's going to be
Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels. Hey, some of those Hot Wheels games are decent.
It actually comes out in the next few days.
You gonna pick it up, Baymax?
No. I'm good, homie.
Yeah, I'll pass on Hot Wheels too. Although I will say some are decent. Surviving the Aftermath Holiday 2021. So that's another one that's going to come out this quarter.
This I can't
Shin
wait
Megami
for.
Tensei. There we go. I'm a big fan of this series. I've been playing through 4. I bought 5 and then I went back and bought 4 on Steam just so I can play a little more into the series, go back a little bit. But eventually I want to play them all. They're just so long and so much dialogue that it takes forever to get through them.
Rune Factory is something I'm excited about. I only played a Rune Factory on, I think it was the DS, and I didn't make it very far. But this new one, because it has the 3D elements to it, I'm really excited to try that out.
I couldn't get into Rune Factory either. I tried, and I was like, I can't push myself to it.
Well, that's kind of interesting. Well, what about it was just not possible? Was it the farm simulation? Was it?
Yeah.
No farm sims for Baymax.
No, I get bored so quickly. That's why I get bored. That's why I get bored playing Minecraft. What's it called, Valheim, and all this. Like I'll play it, but I can't play it more than maybe 30 minutes or 20 minutes.
I'm the same way with crafting games. I get really impatient and just I want quick wins. I don't want to. I don't want to sit there and farm. I think it reminds me too much of real life. When a game starts reminding me like these power wash simulators and lawnmower simulators, I'm like, I have to do this and I hate it. I don't want to play a game about it.
Yeah, well, just for the podcast viewers out there, I guess I'll jump in then and say I'm your resident person who likes to play a game that it's like life, but it's the things I'll never do in life. So farm sims are great because I don't like to be dirty and sweaty, and I don't like bugs. So am I ever gonna do any kind of farming or gardening? No, absolutely not. So virtual gardening and farming is great because I get to reap the rewards of like, yeah, I grew a turnip. That was me, all me, and it's a good turnip. But I don't actually have to go and get dirty and wait and grow the turnip. So
now, if it was Legend of Zelda, then I think I wouldn't be bored if they gave me the option to grow stuff.
So if it was like Breath of the Wild, but all of that land that Link has off to the side of his house, you could just grow some like hardy truffles and
exactly.
I think Baymax would just break the pots.
No, I do think that land, by the way, was wasted. I almost feel like they had a plan for it. Like maybe Link was gonna have his own stables or something, but no, you just have a yard that does nothing in Breath of the Wild. If they would have made it so that Link could, maybe plant some stuff in his inventory in that space, that would have been cool. Exactly. But I digress.
And the next thing that's popping up, guys, is the Super Mario movie.
Hey,
Super Mario.
They announced a couple of heavy hitters for what's it called, for voice acting, because they introduced Chris Pratt as Mario.
And that's gotten go and pause it real quick. That's gotten like a lot of hate I've seen online. I feel like we need to watch the movie and then judge. You can never really judge, I think, beforehand. Chris Pratt, he might do a great job with it. I don't know. I'm not like a huge Chris Pratt fan, but I feel like he could do a decent job,
Now, I wouldn't mind Chris Pratt, but people are having PTSD from the original when they introduced Mario and Luigi back in the 70s, 80s.
Oh, you're talking about the Mario Brothers?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. With John Leguizamo and I forgot who played Mario. I liked that movie when I was a kid. I didn't have any movies. I didn't have any expectations at that time. I think if I would have watched as an adult, I would have been like, what are we doing? But as a kid, it's whatever. It's cool. They had the Super Scope 6 in that as the guns they use to transform people into the dinosaurs, and
it's
just like spray painted a black or something.
And it's one of my favorite movies. That's the sad part.
Yeah.
But
Sometimes those really weird, you know, odd things can be great for you though. Like
Yeah.
that's kind of the beauty about media, right? Is even if everyone else hates it, like you can still like it. It's fine.
Yeah.
I feel like the hate boner for Chris Pratt comes from an interesting place of um truly this is just a like a personal conspiracy theory of mine, but I almost feel like people have yet to forgive him for what his actions as Star Lord in the Avengers movie, and because of that they're like, ew, Chris Pratt. But also he's not Hollywood's favorite Chris or Hollywood fans favorite Chris, right? So you've got the Hemsworths and
Yeah.
others. I'm not a big movie or actor buff, but yeah, there's that. And then there's people like me who, I mean, I don't really care that it's Chris Pratt. It could have been anybody. For
Yeah.
me, they could have even said Mario's going to be Danny DeVito, and I would have said, you
okay.
literally have Charles Martinet. You have him. He's going to be voicing things in this. Apparently you have him. Why aren't you, you know, you've got this person, right? We have Anya Taylor-Joy who's going to play Peach up on screen right now. Who the hell is this?
I have
You
no
know,
clue.
like who is this? So if you're going to have someone who's like, I you got to
She's actually a singer.
you got to
Oh,
know her
really?
though. I don't know who she is, and I'm sure many fans don't. So that's kind of how I feel about casting Chris Pratt as Mario. Why would you do that when you could cast Chris Pratt as something else and have the voice of Mario since the
That
N64
is true.
as
Yeah.
Mario?
I,
And then I also think like back in the days when we used to watch, like certain Disney movies, like say like Aladdin, there was no Hollywood
Hmm.
voice actors back then voicing these people. They were just voice actors, and you never knew the names of who they were. But
And they didn't voice the
lately,
main
as like the last,
characters.
yeah, like the last decade or so, or maybe even two, it seems like now it's Hollywood actors that are doing a lot more voiceover stuff, and I think that's just used to draw in people, with these big names. But
Hmm.
most of the time, it doesn't matter.
With animated movies, it really doesn't. And that's kind of a frustration, right? Because when you did have big names back in the day, like you said, like Mushu was a side character. You know, Genie in Aladdin was a side character played by
Yeah,
Robin Williams. Robin Williams was not Aladdin. And
yeah,
if you asked me, who was Aladdin's voice, I don't know, but I know Robin Williams was Genie.
yep.
You know,
Yeah, they would
um,
bring in like those funny kind of distinguishable characters, which usually like were comedians or something
yeah,
that would come in. Like you mentioned, Mushu was what Eddie Murphy.
yep.
yes.
So yeah, like that. I mean, yeah, you always had that one or two characters there with a unique voice that you knew who they were, and the rest you had no clue.
Yeah. And it didn't matter because like, you
Yeah,
don't know those voice actors. If you know them, you don't know them for that anyway. Like, I feel like I just made a absolute faux pas, but I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to say.
no, yeah, definitely. Charlie Day is Luigi. We'll have to see how that goes.
Now we
I
had
hope it
Danny
sounds like
DeVito.
Luigi.
Now we had Danny DeVito and him. Oh, I would be in tears right now because the only thing I think of him is when he's on that board in Always Sunny, when he's
Hmm.
connecting everything,
Yep.
he's just freaking out. Or what's it called? When Charlie was in fist fight with Ice Cube and him, like they were about to fight at a school. Like I can't get over it. It's so funny. Let's see who's next. Oh, Jack
Yeah.
Black as Bowser.
That's
Jack
right.
Black as Bowser. I like that one.
I'll be interested to see how much they do with his voice. Okay, Key as Toad, Keegan Key as Toad is just it's out of left field and I'm really excited about it. It's to me that's like the equivalent of having Eddie Murphy or you know or wow. I only said his name twice earlier. Help me
Think
out,
about
guys.
it.
Robin Williams.
Thank you.
There you go.
It's the equivalent. It's the equivalent of having that amazing comedian in
Yeah,
a really
and
secondary role.
Keegan was also in the that movie where Adam Sandler voiced the vampire. What was it called?
Oh, Hotel Transylvania.
Hotel Transylvania, and he was the mummy in that one. He did a pretty good job. So I think he'll do good as Toad.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That was good
Really?
trivia. I didn't know
Oh
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
because CeeLo Green was first the mummy, and then he was recasted.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Hmm
I've only seen the third one.
I've seen all of them now.
Seth
Now,
Rogen is Danky Kang.
Dankey King.
Not a huge Seth Rogen fan. Honestly, if anybody would ask me who would have been a great Donkey Kong, I would have immediately said, please make it, uh, please make it Grant Kirkhope, because Grant Kirkhope was the voice of Donkey Kong in DK64. Okay,
Oh yeah,
go
No,
banana.
but
no. I can see Seth Rogen getting stupidly high and doing his stupid laugh.
or however it goes, something like that. Jeez, if he does that, I'm gonna lose it during the movie.
I guess that would actually be an okay laugh for Donkey Kong, though. I guess we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see.
we'll see. We'll see how much editing goes on in there.
Hmm
Who's next on there though?
I think it's the voice actor of Mario for.
Charles Martinet.
Yep.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
so I think they pronounced his name Martinet, and so now I'm like, well, which one is it? Is it Martinet or is it Martinet?
Hmm.
Oh yeah, the
Fred
other voice actors.
Armisen, very funny guy.
Then we got
Kamek,
Cranky
Spike,
Kong.
Sebastian Maniscalco. Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know.
It's probably lesser roles, but
Yeah, but Cranky Kong's still funny.
Kind of makes you wonder if any of the other Kongs are going to make an appearance, even if they don't have any lines.
they might. They might.
Oh.
And then next, after moving on from the movie, I think the movie will be good. By the way, I think it'll be pretty good. I'll hold my criticism for the casting choice after I watch it.
Hmm
Next coming up is Splatoon. I never got into Splatoon. I don't know if you guys played it much. I think my
No.
brother's a fan of it, but other than that, haven't really seen too much of it.
Yeah, couldn't. I never could really get into it. I didn't own any of them. I did try playing it with friends, and the only thing I liked about it was the fat cats.
Yeah, characters look interesting. I like the way the characters look. I know there's a lot of merch for this game out there too, like keychains, plushies, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I might check it one day if I'm bored. But this is what, Splatoon 3 already?
Yeah.
Wow.
I will give Splatoon one thing though. It's got they've always got great music. Very
Mhm.
cool. Could be remixed into party music, but is pretty hype on its own.
You know what I wish they would add to Splatoon? The outfits for like Space Channel 5 or Jet Grind Radio,
Oh, those, yeah, Jet Grind for
like
sure.
like it would be so perfect for this game, but here we are.
I'm just gonna say
Like,
pause 1 second so we can just shout out Misadventures of Tronbon, because it has to be mentioned every single episode. Otherwise, we owe somebody a game if they catch. So we can never forget to not mention that game.
The Marvelous Misadventures of Trombone.
So there you go. For any
So,
of you guys who are,
speaking of that, we went to Denver for a swap, and because they opened up a place called Level 7, they actually had a complete copy of the Misadventures of Trombone
hey, not
for
bad.
for $6.78 or something like that.
Oh, geez, never mind. Moving on to Nintendo Direct. I
so
don't.
you picked it up, right?
those prices are ridiculous. What do we got coming up next?
It's still it was still Splatoon stuff, but I just have to like I know that our viewers can't see, or listeners, but there is legitimately a squid guy there that looks like Master Roshi. I'm like, how is that not a Master Roshi squid ripoff? That
All right.
character. And I won't buy Splatoon 3, I don't think, but I really want to see more about what that character is, just because like
the
I'm not
Dragon
even
Ball
the biggest Dragon
crossover.
Ball fan. Yeah. Like I'm not even the biggest Dragon Ball fan, but like if you look at that old man character with his Hawaiian shirt and his crazy eyes, like that's Master Roshi.
Yeah. And then this one, I think this is probably the last one, right? Or one of the last. This is one I'm very interested in because probably just as excited as the N64 games coming because I am a huge Bayonetta fan.
I wonder
And
why.
it's good gameplay, good graphics. It's
Gameplay. Let me take a sip on that one.
my brother actually got me into Bayonetta because he found it first. He started playing it. I was like, okay, let me check this out, and I ended up loving the game. I actually have the one. It's like Bayonetta 1 and 2 on Wii U for my Wii U fans out there, and yeah, I can't wait for this one.
Same. Like just when just looking at the trailer, they bring back Bayonetta 3. I'm like, don't get me wrong, I had Bayonetta when it was on PlayStation 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I fell in love with the game. Like, it's so much fun. It's so funny as well. But it's a little risky to say.
Yeah, it's cool though. I mean, I like seeing the female protagonist, and especially when they're badass like that. Like she has guns, she has all kinds of weapons, spells. It's super cool. I think this game has been out, or it's been in development forever, right?
Yes, this was
Yes.
announced in 2017. And on the note of badass protagonists, I mean, literally half this trailer is her controlling stuff. So you're not only going to play as her as a badass gunslinging magic using hot as fuck woman. You're also going to be controlling a dragon, a spider. You're going to turn into a butterfly. Like it's awesome.
It's wild. Yeah. I definitely recommend checking out the trailer if you haven't. If you're a Bayonetta fan, I'm sure you're gonna pick this one up. But yeah, I mean, we're looking at it right now. It's looks like King Kong versus Godzilla stuff as far as the fighting goes. Just really cool. Graphically, it looks really cool. I honestly didn't think we are gonna get another Bayonetta game this quick. I felt like it was just put on hold for whatever reason forever, and I just didn't feel like it was gonna get released.
Well, I mean, or it could have been on development, and what's it called? Pandemic hit, stopped
That's
production,
true.
and
Yeah.
we picked it up. So look at that. Oh,
yeah.
Yes, sliding through buildings
out there. Because this is my first time on the podcast, which I just want to say thanks again for inviting me. Especially, letting me come in a little bit late and so quickly like that. But for the listeners out there, I come from a quality assurance and game development background. So, just from a QA perspective, I can guarantee you that that game took so much time to develop because chances are they didn't actually start, I guarantee, on the Switch. They were going to release it for something else, and they had to move that up. And then giving Bayonetta these different powers where she's going to control these massive beings. They probably had a ton of ideas for that and had to cut a lot, but only after developing and putting them in, and finding out that it just wasn't going to work with the timeline or the gameplay or something like that. And then of course you can see at the end there with that sliding on buildings and all of that just crazy perspective shifting and stuff going on. Honestly, if I had to bet money, I would put money down that it took so long to develop because they wanted to put so much in and ended up having to take a lot out and then work around it.
Yeah, no, and definitely, especially when they have to move it from one console to another, because it probably was going to come out maybe for something, maybe like Wii U, for example, and then when they have to kind of scrap it and move it to another engine or console or whatever, yeah, it probably happens more times than it should, but yeah, definitely a lot of work has to go into that. So definitely checking that one out. Bay, you going to get that one?
Bayonetta?
Yeah.
Oh.
Bay, are you going to get Bayonetta? You see how that led into that?
Bay's like, you can't spell Bayonetta without Bay. he throws, take my money.
Are you throwing credit cards at the computer?
Yeah.
I like how he just has his credit cards readily available.
You never know.
What have you been buying, Baymax? But yeah, so I mean that's Nintendo Direct. This has been a long one, a little over an hour.
It was much needed.
It was much needed. Yeah, we took a week off last week. We didn't even talk about that. I went to Chicago for a week. We were supposed to knock out an episode right before I left, and didn't happen. So here we are. Little 2-week hiatus, but we're back, and we already have next episodes or next Monday's episode planned out. So we'll probably record that soon. And yeah, so wrapping up with this one, guys. What do you guys? I guess I'll get your final opinions on it before we wrap up. What do you think about the Nintendo Direct overall?
Pretty good.
I think it was probably one of the more exciting ones I've seen in a long time. I'm super excited about Kirby, some of the JRPG stuff coming out. Definitely the Nintendo Live or the Nintendo Online update. I've got like 7 out of 8 people on my family plan that are like not even in my family, so they'll be excited about it too. um, yeah, I'm really looking forward to a lot of the stuff that they announced, and for once I was actually interested. I don't know when the last direct I actually watched was before this one.
Yeah, I'll say I look forward to Nintendo Direct. I think more than any other game announcement out there from any other company. I just love the way Nintendo does it, and always get super hyped with it. I love it. I feel like I'm falling back in love with Nintendo after I took this long hiatus with the Wii and Wii U, and now with the Switch. I feel like it's bringing me back. So
You're
I'm very
weak.
excited. I mean,
It's
on the weekends,
it's
I am.
exciting. It's exciting that they're paying attention to to what the fans want. I actually feel with the release of the online update that they're kind of listening, right? Especially
Yeah,
the fact that Paper Mario was included in that. Just that alone was like, wow.
Yeah,
It also
$100 game
yeah,
included. Thank God.
yeah. It gives me hope for the GameCube as well because they're going to give us Paper Mario, so I'll be excited to see Thousand Year Door someday as well.
I hope
Even
so because GameCube games are so pricey right now.
Yeah, even though what's funny is I'm excited about all this, but I own functioning consoles, I own game discs that work, I have memory cards, so it's funny. I'm excited for myself, but I'm even more excited for people who don't have that stuff anymore,
Yeah,
or never had that stuff to begin with. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to get new people on an old bandwagon.
for sure. Yeah, we're definitely in a gaming bubble as far as the prices right now in certain consoles and games. And will it pop? Will it at least flatten out for a lot of this stuff? We'll see. I know my whenever I update my gaming collection with the new like updated values every like couple months, it's just going up and up and up. And I'm not adding a lot to it, but the prices for like PS1 games, certain PS2, GameCube, especially Dreamcast, Sega Saturn, all those. I mean, they're just skyrocketing. So the fact that they're bringing some of these in here, like N64, maybe GameCube in the future, it'd be nice to give people a way to kind of play these without having to resort to finding like ROMs and emulators online and or just pay super exorbitant prices for them. So it's cool that Nintendo's doing that. But
Yes.
well, that's gonna wrap up episode number 11, the Modern Gaming Weekly podcast. Saint, thank you again for joining us. Go ahead and if you want to shout out your socials, where can people find you online?
For sure. So first and foremost, you can find me at twitch.tv/ Saint Valentino. From there, you can find me almost everywhere else. Most of my social medias is the Saint Valentino, the ST Valentino. Um, I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. Twitter's probably the best place to find me though, and everything else is in the works. So focus on Twitch and Twitter for now. But yeah, and I just so that you guys know what I'm about. I focus a lot on retro games and keeping a chill vibe. I'm going through a lot right now. I just got a new job. I'm going into my second week of it this morning, actually, after I sleep. but but yeah, so I come and go. But if you like retro games, especially in the N64, GameCube, area, and if you like farm sims, or if you don't like those things and you just like the sound of my voice, feel free to stop by.
There you go. Yeah, and thank you again for jumping in. It was super short notice, but definitely glad to have you on board for this episode. And Baymax, where can people find you online?
OnlyFans? No, I'm joking. uh, nah, you can find me on Twitch as Brown Baymax or on Twitter as Brown Baymax _TV or on Instagram as Brown Baymax TV.
Something like that.
Maybe.
Type in
Question
Brown Baymax,
mark?
you'll find.
Just you'll see. I'm the first one that pop up.
But before we wrap up, I have two questions for you though, Abel.
Mhm. Go ahead.
When you were in Chicago, did you see the bean?
I did.
Did you flick it?
I did. Actually,
Yes!
when I was walking, when we were walking there, I'm like, "You guys ever see a bean?" And then I was like, "You guys ever flick a bean?" It was a nice. It was cool. Millennium Park was really cool. We went there for Riot Fest, and it was a 3-day music festival. And the last day, we actually skipped out on it just to go around downtown Chicago and check out everything and eat some deep dish pizza and some what do you call them? The Italian beef sandwiches and stuff. And
Mhm.
yeah, it was a lot of fun. Wouldn't mind going back sometime soon.
Did you have a Chicago style hot dog?
I did not know. We
have
went
to
to
go
so
back.
many places that it's just like I was like not even hungry at one point. I'm just trying to like try everything. So I'm gonna have to go back and try the hot dogs for sure.
Yeah, I'll go with you. I still haven't been, but my dad's from Chicago, and it's great. I'll have to tell you about that sometime off the
Yeah, for
podcast.
sure.
But
We got like a big Airbnb. It was supposed to be 6 of us, ended up being 4 of us. But yeah, be down to go again. We should all plan a trip sometime.
yeah, very cool. And then the last thing I wanted to just point out about the bean, just so everybody knows, the artist who designed its name is Anish Kapoor. He hates it when people call it the bean, but that's okay because Anish Kapoor is an asshole. So, uh,
So we'll call it the bean.
so keep calling it the bean and flick it whenever you can.
And then as far as my socials, most active on Twitch and Twitter at the Able Geek, and then you can also follow the podcast Modern Gaming Weekly on Instagram. And yeah, so that's going to wrap up this episode, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and stay tuned for next week's episode, which may or may not be on Blood Hunt. Just going to throw that out there. All right. Later, guys. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bussin'.